it then. I'll turn it
Our
over.
program today doesn't need any introduction. We got Superintendent Albritton here, one of our own, and he's going to give us an update on the school project.
So I don't know if you've seen these pictures before, you're more than welcome to leave, but we're just going to kind of go through and ask me to talk about where we are with the construction project. I have a Facebook page, Gilmer ISD Superintendent. Every about 5 to 7 days we post drone video. So I'm going to show you the most recent one today, kind of a progression as well. But when Eric was flying the drone yesterday, it lost power at 350 feet, so we're looking for a new drone. So, but you don't see the free fall. I want to kind of see that. I will just start with, this is kind of a little progression from the first day through yesterday morning. And I'll kind of stop it through here. The portions in the center, let's see if this actually works. You know, it won't reflect. Are the piers, they're spread footings. You can kind of see the outline of the building. The building is going to come all the way from here down to about there when we're through. It's about 158,000 square feet, and it will envelop the music building. Starting to add the plumbing and electrical there in the center. You'll see this is the first portion of the pad. That was the gymnasiums and portion of the cafeteria. Started to add steel. That was early August, September the 1st. Adding the trusses. That the area. You can see this start coming through. That's the instructional wing. It's going to come all the way down to this corner. That's where the staircase will be. But that's a two-story building where the classrooms and the library will mainly be. We'll see a little bit more of that as we go forward.
When will you be able to have classes in there?
We should get the building about June the 17th next year. So we'll be able to move in sometime during that time. The auditorium probably won't be complete, but the instructional building will be complete at that time. Then as soon as we get the furniture moved out, we'll start tearing down the old building. The whole project is set to complete in October of next year. But we'll be able to move in. Kind of see here the roof decking above the cafeteria is this area, and that's the gym. They've poured the second floor, and the next thing they'll have is you'll see that steel start to come up. Auditorium is in this area. You can see at that point, you can kind of see this is the one corner of the building, and then up here is the other corner of the career tech. And you're going to see that they're completing this. They'll probably pour that the career tech flooring sometime in the next 2 weeks. And I think somebody had mentioned about flying a Buckeye flag, and I don't know if you've seen that. We put a Buckeye flag on a crane. Kind of a neat little deal. You can see where the roof is white, they've already added the PVC vinyl roofing there, going on to that other side. So right now, about, I'd say 40% of the building is in the dry.
Is the road completed from
Yes, sir.
one end to the other?
We'll show you one more picture of that in a second, but I was going to kind of go through the building phases. And then, yeah, they finished the bus drive completely 2 weeks ago. So the high school there, again, this is Buffalo Street. The current high school is sitting in this area. This is the parking lot where that dashed line is that we just did last, beginning of the school year, so we could have some parking, such as it was. We made it through 5 games. I appreciate I cannot say how much I appreciate
Hey, I think it worked well.
people. Yeah, it really, I had a lot of compliments.
Let's make that a regular thing.
Y'all want to pick up with the buses? I had a lot of people really enjoyed the bus drives because they said they got home earlier.
I think
It worked out well. The high school, and you kind of see that's that corner of the auditorium, and the career tech building's up here. This is the driveway, and it exits up on, by Icky Barber's old house on Bradford Street. This area between the buildings that goes all the way to the street, it's going to be called a plaza, and you'll see that in a minute. That'll finish out the building. But the building is set up in sections. This is the bottom floor, and you'll kind of see as you watch that progression, you can kind of see this is area A, area B, area C, D, E, and then the top floor is F and G. So you saw they started here and they moved around, so their plan of attack has been kind of building the building in this direction and then coming back and finishing the career tech. It's a standalone building, pre-engineered, so it should go up pretty quickly. But that's kind of their phase of attack. And then F and G, this second floor has been poured. They're hoping to pour this 10 days. So there again, it's kind of a popular picture. That was the old field house. And for those of you who
One we built.
spent any time in there, it was kind of interesting. Yeah, that was 62, I think, is when that building was built.
That was built the year after I graduated,
So that would have been
62.
62.
42?
42. This box culvert, you know, I don't know if y'all know this, but up by the bus barn, there's a culvert right behind the bus barn where that entire neighborhood comes in. It crosses Bradford Street. It goes underneath our visitor stands in front of the field house, and we extended that so that the road goes across that. But all of that neighborhood, all of downtown really drains into that area. Now we're going to add a little bit more to that. So, Randy Hill, May, where's Randy Hill?
Thank you.
So far, it's still there.
So far, it's still there. Good. So then they're in just construction site early. This is about that corner where the we removed. You'll see this in a minute. There's trusses, just general work. When we first poured, this is that the gymnasium area. Kind of thought this was the first piece of steel that they stood up. That occurred, I want to say, about August 20th, 21st. Some general construction pictures. There will be a lot of parking. We changed, in fact, if you look, the curbing, it doesn't have a curb, it's a roll-up curb, so when we get through, we'll plant grass there, so that you'll be able to park a lot of cars back in that area if we ever need to. So more recent pictures, they have to fireproof the steel structure, and that's what this area is. This is the kitchen area, the dining area, and that's where the work is going up very quickly. They've created or done the head-off block all the way around the gymnasium, all the way in that area C, the gymnasium and the cafeteria area. They're fixing to start putting up face brick on that. They have laid the bottom plate as of Friday. I don't know, with the rain yesterday, I don't know if that's it's a little chilly out there today. Where the staircase has been brought in, you can kind of see this is that cafeteria area again, starting to add ducting. We've got interior walls going up. This will be the eating area, that's the dining area. But that HVAC, they'll start working in the gym, and then they'll come back on the bottom floor of the instructional room. There's the Buckeye flag, took that last Friday. A classroom, it's kind of as you walk in, you'll walk in the door. We have a built-in desk. We're not, that they'll have a place. One of the things that we're trying to do is make sure that we change the way we do instruction. We're trying to get away from that podium. We're trying to get away from a desk, try to make that teacher more active. And by putting the desk in that area, they can't sit there, because if they sit there, they got their back to the kids. They'll have to move around. We actually, the table, the podium, I guess you could say, that we're working in the room is more like a 48-inch by 36-inch table that will lift. You can lift it up, so it can be a podium, it can be a conference table, and it's on wheels, so you'll be able to move it around. So we're really trying to force the teacher to be more mobile and more active in the classroom. This represents, really it's 8 feet by 12 feet. So that's about 50 square feet of whiteboard space that's actually on the wall. And centered, it's going to be a 72-inch interactive TV. So you can walk up to it rather than, so I could touch it and it'll be an interactive screen so that they can write on it. That's really, we have studied, do we want projectors or do we want an interactive TV? The interactive TV probably costs about twice as much, but we don't have to buy bulbs. The bulbs cost half the price of the projector. So we're hoping that the life of the TV will be much better than the life of a projector was. So when you come in the door, you look across, there will be an accent wall. I've learned that's an architectural term. It means it's a lot of different colors.
Yeah.
Which, well, I'll go there in a minute. The back wall will have another whiteboard area that's about 50 square feet. That's the, if you were sitting in the auditorium looking at the stage, that's kind of a representation of what the stage is going to look like. This is a brick front. They'll have projections up on both sides. The proscenium on the auditorium is about the same size as the one at the Civic Center. So it's about 52 feet across and about 22 feet high. So almost the same. The depth isn't quite the depth of the Civic Center stage, but the stage is built for performing arts.
Rick, does that have a fly system?
It's not a full fly like the auditorium here, but it's a motorized fly, so it goes up about 48 feet. We won't be able to do a full set, but you'll be able to tie things up, pull them up, down. We took alternate bids on a motorized fly system, and they came in, the motors cost about $18,000 a piece, but we got them for about $8,000. So we were able to do every pulley system will be maintained except for the front curtain. The front curtain will not be a motorized system. But it's going to have a really, this is the, if you stand up and walk out the back, this is what the back will be. This is raised seating back here. This is kind of a wood panel, right? But if you notice, most of the tones are black and gray. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm not a color or creative person in any form or fashion. I do numbers, I like black and white, I like beige. So I kind of laugh about that all the time, but it just so happens that because we're black and orange, most of the tones are going to be those tones in the building. So there'll be different forms of gray, different forms of black, and what they're using is kind of a wood grain laminate that has an orange tone to it, so it's really a classy look. It's really going to be a neat building. I'll show you some of those in a minute. So that is that ready? Let me. So if we were to look at colors. Forward through the, see that the laminate right here? So these are the colors. So it'll be kind of a slate floor. Everything, the flooring in there, everywhere except for the auditorium space in the aisles. The library and the administration will all be in LVT, a luxury vinyl tile, and I'll show you the size of that. I can. See those? These are going to be your 3 colors of tile in the floors and in the. There again, there's no maintenance on that product. All you have to do is wet mop it. One of the reasons we're looking at it has a 25-year expected life. So we're hoping to cut down maintenance costs and have it's kind of a concrete type of look. But those are about 22 inches wide and about 36 inches long. Behind that, you can kind of see the carpet. This is the carpet that's going to go in the auditorium. Just another piece of laminate, wood finishes. So that's kind of, again, this is going to be on the walls. That's going to be an accent laminate, and then those are the flooring products behind it. Just elevations. Just trying to do that real quick. So colors have been, they were presented to the board last week, and the color board has been approved, and they're going to start on ordering those products. Bricks. That's going to be the carpet in the administrative area. This picture was, or this was the drum of last Friday. We're just going to show you the footprint here again. But you can see the outline now of the Career Tech building. From this point all the way to the road, that's going to be a 100-foot wide plaza. So you'll be able to stand and look from that point all the way out to the street. That's where the parking will be. The entire campus is fenced. That's going to mean all the way from the corner of Buffalo and Bradford all the way to where Randy Hill's house is. So we'll have that entire area. It's a 6-foot black chain link fence. And while people can still crawl, at least it's a barrier. We don't have that at all at this point in time. When you come on around, well, you can see the black is the tar where they're sealing that haydock block, and they're starting to do that bottom row of face brick. If you stop here, just kind of give you an idea again of the building. Career Tech has 2 art rooms. It's got a welding lab, multi-purpose lab, which is where they have the chili suppers. It's got a horticulture lab, vet tech, industrial arts, which would be things like small engine, electrical, plumbing. It'll have kind of like a 4x8 panel. An electrical panel system, so that you'll have to do circuitry work there, do simple circuitry work. Next to that, you'll see a plumbing panel. So we're trying to get back into some of the construction trades things. It's got 3 classrooms, so the 2 art rooms. That'll all be set back here. There are 6 science labs, plus a health science lab, plus the vet tech lab. So we really have 8 science labs that are set up exactly the same way. There are, say, 32 regular classrooms, 4 computer labs, library. We're not calling it's going to be a research center, not a library anymore. We're going that way. Over here is culinary arts. It's set up behind the cafeteria and the kitchen, so that those kids will have access to a commercial kitchen. 2 gymnasiums with about 160 seats in it. So the door, or this area, there's a folding wall so that we can actually open up the gyms into the cafeteria. So you can probably get about 1,400 people in there. Might have an opportunity, if we have rain or whatever, then we could actually come inside and actually seat up to about 1,400. This area, we call it the goldfish pond, But that's an inset, that's where the dance team is, and what, they have a wooden floor in there, so that's the reason you see water standing right there, because there's about a 2-inch drop, a wooden floor goes in there. What? This area is special ed. The buildings actually connect at this point, so you'll never see the face of this. You'll see it from inside the building because they're maintaining the base inside the building. And then up front, you're going to see this is a cantilevered drop-off point. That's where the circle is. It's also the entrance into the auditorium. So the auditorium is going to come in here like this, and then back up, and it seats right at 800 people. So we'll be able to put the entire school in there. That was one of the goals. I said it a while ago. It's not quite a performing arts center, but it's very close. It's going to be, the sound is going to be amazing in the building. You can see from this point, the road starts up here at Bradford, comes down, it's complete now. From this area to that area, not only is there bus drive, but there's parking back there. There's about 80 parking spots, so the faculty will be able to park back in that area. This is a grassy area. We'll be able to take this, the instructional wing, the 2-story wing, push it on out there and probably add 20 classrooms in the future if you have to. So that's one of the reasons we maintain that.
Is the ag building connected to the school? It's not.
Which?
The new.
The new career tech, yes, it is connected, right.
It is connected.
It'll be connected right here.
Okay,
So yes, you won't step outside. Once you step in that building, you're locked in.
good.
The door system, the security system, will know who opens the door, who closes. I have cameras on every door, plus we'll have a card system that allows you to unlock the doors. Now, again, crash bars and the emergency, the fire department will not allow us. So anybody can push it open, but we're going to know it was open, and we're going to have a picture of you leaving. So, from a security standpoint, we're way better than we've ever been. And once you step in, the only kids that'll have to leave the building will be the ones going over to the field house. And what they'll do, there'll be a door back here, and they'll go between the stadium, behind the ag building, in a 6-foot fence. It'll have fence between it and the football stadium, all the way to there. So they're going to be enclosed as well. The one thing that really I don't have a solution for, we're trying to work on something right now, and there are many, many people that walk our track. If you open the fences, then you defeat the security system. So we're trying to work on a way to still allow access. Probably won't allow it during the school day anymore. If we do, the only way I can see something like that is for that person to go through a full-blown fingerprint check, just like we do everybody else, and we'll give you a card that allows you to access. One of the things we're looking at is on that gate back there by the visitor's entrance, is putting a card-driven access point there. That way people could come in, they could go through a background check, and still walk during that day, because we'll still be fenced off. However, one of the bad things about giving them access, and you know, you hate to even think about these things in today's world. The windows, there's no line of sight into a classroom. So the windows start at 7 feet. However, if you were to access the stadium, you could get up in the stands and you would have access. You'd have line of sight down. So that's one of the reasons we're really contemplating whether or not we want to give anybody access to that point of view into the school. Didn't overlook that plaza. It'd be a dangerous place. It's sad that we even have to think about that today, but we have to think about it. A couple of points of interest. This field over here is about 2.5 feet lower than it used to be. We took about 120,000 yards of dirt out of it to use on this area back here, because I don't know if you saw, but we raised that almost 7 feet, all back through here. So not only did we use about 120,000 yards of dirt here, but back behind this area, you kind of see the dirt back through here? don't go back there. If you do, you need to make sure and take your rope, because there is a pit back there that is about 120 feet wide by about 200 feet long by about 24 feet deep.
Wow.
So it took another 80,000 yards of dirt right there. So to raise the building up, we used our own, we were able, you can just figure 200,000 yards of dirt. To transport it is about anywhere between $5 and $7 a yard. To buy it's about $30 a yard. So overall, by using our property, I don't know, Steve, we buy that from Icky, what, 15 years ago?
Probably.
For, I want to say maybe $38,000, maybe 14 acres of land. It's been a great investment for the school district, and it's a good area for us too.
Rick, what about
Yes.
the old gymnasium?
Which old gymnasium?
The one on,
Yeah, the new
yeah,
gym or
the
the-
new gym,
Right.
yeah.
We've got a new gym and a new old gym and an old new gym.
The one on the other side of the band hall, there's that across the
Competition
parking lot.
gym stays the competition gym.
Okay,
Right, the one right here.
yeah.
Yeah, that, and the only periods that's used is first and eighth period, so they will be able to exit the building, but they'll be behind the fence when they
Okay.
do.
So Rick, will you show me if you're a parent dropping off a kid, where is that?
If you're a parent and you're dropping off, this building's gonna be gone. You're gonna drop your child off in this circle, and they're gonna walk in right there. If they park, they're gonna park back there, and they're gonna walk in this 3-story building, and it'll be behind the fence too. The student parking will be all behind its own fence. If you go back, let's see if we do that. So when you're looking at this is that area that you're gonna come in here, this parking lot, you're gonna drop your child off, and your eggs are right here. All the kids are gonna be over here. Anybody else?
When it's all finished, where we gonna park at for the ball game?
Where are you gonna park at?
I want that private parking lot we always had.
You want,
So I ain't gotta walk too far to my seat now. That boy don't need to walk too far.
hopefully, let's see, by that time, that's gonna be somebody else's problem. That, you know, the school district, in order for them to sell those, that's a great thing for the club, I guess you could say.
Booster Club.
Because well, we give a lot of our revenue up that way. So I'm really trying to contemplate whether or not we want to give that revenue up. And another thing, I just like the idea, because I can sell those same parking places, but I'll let them do it. And it's really more of a donation. But to me, that place would have to be this parking lot. This parking lot is going to be available, that might be another place you could do that. So where the old vocational building is,
Yeah.
that'll be a parking area, but that's really where I want to push all our handicap parking. Because when you get out here, you're going to be walking really from about the old gym entrance up to here to enter the stadium. So you're going to walk through the plaza to enter the stadium. So that's either here, we'll have a sidewalk that comes down to here, you can see that's what this is. But there'll be parking here, there'll be parking here, there'll be parking here, there'll be parking in front of the new gym, across the way. We'll have a lot more parking, but there will be a little bit of walk with it. So my handicap, that's what I'm worried about more than anything else, because it's amazing, once we actually did offer handicap parking, how many people can come up with a handicap sticker?
Yeah.
So, all right? Anybody else? Yes, sir?
We do have a community walkthrough scheduled this afternoon at 5:30 for right up.
Put on a coat.
They'll go for walkthrough at 5:30.
Okay.
All right, thank you.